Get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, welcome to a viewer replay. This is the SU-85I, which is the premium Russian tank destroyer that came out with patch 9.0. Now, as has been the trend recently, you can't buy this in-game yet. By the time, in theory, patch 9.1 gets here, you'll be able to get this in-game, but they've talked about doing a micro patch for some of the technical issues that people have been having. So I don't know if it will be 9.1, because that 9.1 patch might be coming very soon indeed. Anyway, what is it? It is actually a kind of German machine, because it's the Panzer III chassis with a superstructure slapped on top and an 85mm gun. Now, for comparison, the gun is kind of the first 85mm gun that you get on the SU-85. So it's 120mm pen, in fact 119mm of pen and 160 average damage. So the damage is alright, but the penetration is a bit lackluster. It does, however, carry quite a lot of ammunition. It's pretty nimble because it's on that Panzer III chassis, and it's pretty fast firing. So it's not terrible. I think it's one of these ones, it's like the E25, the maneuverability of it and the good camo factor of it kind of make up for the lackluster penetration. And I think it's actually, you'll see here, Darthloner is running without, he's purely got AP, and I think this is going to be one of those ones, like the E25, where you're probably going to need a certain stock of premium ammunition, but Darthloner isn't even using consumables. Literally the only thing he has on this is the camo net. I don't know why that is so, but anyway, there's an enemy SU-85I. And he can't quite reload in time for that, but yeah. Now, I can't say this was, I think this was more of a lucky game than an amazing game, but it was sent to me and I thought it was interesting enough to actually, to showcase it, to have a look at this new tank, because invariably when there's a new premium tank there's always some interest. So this isn't really a review in any way, shape or form, this is just a first look. I have actually had one donated to me by, oh lord, I will look it up, but yeah, it was quite funny actually. Circon had one donated to him, and then a different person donated one to Fosh, and then a third person donated one to me, so the stream was feeling very generous on that particular evening. I have played a couple of battles in it myself, none really worthy of showing in a replay, but it doesn't feel like a terrible machine. It's a Tier 5 premium tank destroyer. There's not much to add to that really, it is what it is. I don't think it's particularly overpowered, I don't think it's particularly terrible. The speed makes it pretty nice because you can relocate, but as you can see, Darthloner isn't really using the speed at all here. He's purely relying on his stealth, and I can't remember if he said if he had sixth sense or not, but it doesn't seem like he's been spotted yet. So even though he's turning and he doesn't have the camo net up all the time, apparently, I think he does mention that he's got some camo crew skill on this crew. Not in the description, but maybe in the email he sent to me. Anyway, he basically, as you can see, he's going to be in this spot for most of this match, and he's not really done that much damage so far. We'll actually speed it up a little bit. This match is a little bit, well, you can see how this match is shaping up. It's a bit strange, really. Also, this is 9.0 Widepark, which actually, I think it has been confirmed by the devs that it is too bright. It shouldn't be quite this bright. So, I don't actually think it looks that bad, but I don't know. It depends what they're thinking of in terms of toning it down. So there's a Panzer III-4, and he actually, I'm not quite sure where he hit that first one, but it was at an auto bounce angle. The downside of hugging a building like this, yeah, you kind of struggle to turn. Also, Darth doesn't seem to quite realise he can shoot through the truck there, which would be a pretty good shot. But it doesn't matter because this Panzer III-4, and there we go, an ammo rack. I think we'll have that in slow-mo at the end for everyone to enjoy. Look at that turret. Yeah, I don't know what that Panzer III-4 was thinking, to be honest. I mean, he clearly knew he was there, but I don't even know. I don't even know. Now that Der Bruchwagen, you might think, really low health. He's surely going to die. He's like a one-shot kill. There's still a Churchill 3 around somewhere. And if you're at this stage of the game in a Churchill 3 with a decent amount of health, that can be... Oh, you can really clean up. I mean, you really can. but this Churchill 3 is not going to be terribly good. Down to 4 tanks on this side, as 6 tanks on the other side, 3 of them arty, 3 not arty, all of them quite capable of killing darthloner, because this thing, it doesn't have any armour to speak of. It really does rely on that speed and that ability to stay hidden. And you don't really think of Widepark as being a map with that many TD camping spots. I mean, obviously there's the 9-0 line, but on this side of the map you don't really think of there being any. But Darth managed to find this this bush here. Or is it even a knocked over tree? I'm not sure. But he's just waiting for something to happen. And there's the Churchill 3. Full health. Nearly full health. Like I said. And this is... You should have just... He's going in hot and hard against this... wow. Against this Bruchwagen. And look at this. Darth is just pouring out the damage against this guy. 4.21 second reload. It's just, yeah, it's... For those targets you can hurt, you really can hurt them. And for those targets you can't hurt, you have to find a way to get around them so that you can hurt them. It also carries quite a lot of ammunition, which is a useful thing, because you're going to need to do an appreciable amount of damage, and because you've got a relatively low amount of penetration, you're going to have a fair few shots that probably will bounce. I'll actually have to look up the stats in terms of accuracy, but it's a relatively accurate gun, I think. It's not at all bad for a premium, and definitely not at all bad for a tier 5 tank destroyer, full stop. So we'll actually fast forward a bit here. There's still a Panzer IV. There's actually one of the other new tanks on the enemy team, the Panzer IV Hydro, which you can only get at the moment by shelling out money for a Razer mouse. And some people have done that. If you wanted a Razer mouse, then sure, okay. If not, it seems a bit like, yeah, I don't think you'd buy it just so you could get the Panzer IV Hydro. Although there probably are 1 or 2 people out there that have been that dedicated. So he knows the Matilda's coming from that direction. It's now 3 versus 4. The Matilda's the last threat left, really. After this, it's just artillery. The DW2 has actually gone to their cap. Our bishop fires, and there we go. This is the first time he's taken any damage all battle, and because it's a Matilda, it just pew pew pew. Now, because he doesn't have a repair kit or even a toolbox, he's now got a yellow engine. He's nothing he can do about that. I'll fast forward again. So, yeah, it's... I don't know why he didn't, to be honest. I really don't know if it was unintentional or whatever. But it's just, yeah, a couple of arties left now. The Bishop took one, the De Bruchwagen took another. And rather than go for the Griller, which I'm not quite sure why. Maybe because his engine is yellow at this point and the De Bruchwagen's very low health. They just decide to cap it out, and I guess that's fair enough in this circumstance if you don't want to be the one taking the hit to die. But yeah, all in all, that wasn't a bad match. I mean, it was derpy. It was definitely derpy, but nearly 2k damage, and we also got to see one of the new ammo rack effects up close and personal, so that was quite nice. And like I said, I will do that in slow-mo. So let's have a quick look at the scores there. That was the Ace Mastery for Darthloner, and given that this thing's just come out and everyone's playing it, getting the Ace Mastery this quickly is probably not a bad feat at all. He got high caliber because he did nearly 2k damage in a tier 5 game, which is again not bad at all. That De Bruchwagen actually came in second score-wise. Didn't get that much damage, but he was in that thing, and getting 2 kills, 400 damage plus 472 spotting, you know, that's okay. And the Bishop survived and also came third, so it's like the survivors were the 1, 2, 3, and given that we had a bunch of people on the team that really didn't manage to do very much, that was... Darthlone did the lion's share of the damage in that team, and he got rewarded appropriately for that, both in terms of XP and in terms of credits as well, because he made nearly 50k profit off that. So there we go, the SU-85I. I think it's not terrible, you know. It's okay. It's not maybe super amazing, exciting like the E25 turned out to be. That kind of fun troll. It's not one of those it's not like the TOG or the E25, or it's not one of those ones. But on the other hand, it's not on the other end of the scale like the Matilda 4 or the Valentine 2 or one of the less good premiums. This one is kind of somewhere in the middle, and that's not bad for a premium. And it also means that the Russians now have got, I think, 3 premium tank destroyers. So if you've got a Russian tank destroyer crew that you really want to train up, that is now a really the fact that there's 3 to choose from, all with very different playstyles, that is actually really quite nice. And I think the Germans and the Russian heavies are the only other line where you can really do that, is have that many premiums potentially for getting a lot of XP for a single crew, which is, you know, that's how I have my really nice KV4 crew. So I realised this match was a bit derpy, but I thought, hey, it's a SU-85I replay in my inbox, so I'd show it to you guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it, and if you did, you can hit the like button, you can leave a comment below, you can subscribe to my channel, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.